Well, good evening, everybody. This is Tish, just doing what you do with Miss Tish, and this is Cooking with Colors. Well, tonight, as you see, I'm in the kitchen once again, and I am cooking up one of my favorites, one of my household staples. One of the things I grew up learning to cook with my mom. And she always cooked this mostly every week or every other week with a meal. And that is cabbage. Well, today I am cooking fried cabbage and I'm putting my twist to it, what I always do, which I'll be using a lot of vegetables in it. My husband loves cabbage and he is a pescatarian, which he doesn't eat any meat, but he eats seafood. But he had wanted some cabbage with some rice. So I decided to make him some of my cabbage. This time we are not steaming it, we are frying it. So right now I am in the kitchen and I am chopping up my veggies to be able to saute and cook it in the pan before I throw the washed and prepped cabbage. The way I cut my cabbage is when I'm frying it, it's like coleslaw cabbage. So I cut it that way when I'm frying it. But when I'm boiling it or stewing it, I like to cut it a different way, like almost like squares. So I love cabbage and I grew up on it and I love to cook it. I love cooking anyway. So as you see, I am cutting up my veggies. I have some peppers and some scallions and some green top onions, as well as some regular yellow onions, some Vidalia onions. I love to buy those onions. They are so sweet and so tasty. So I am cutting up those and I use a whole onion in that when I'm frying it. I also like to put in some garlic in my oil to prepare my dish of my fried cabbage. The garlic gives it much flavor in the cabbage when you place it in the oil first. Once I chop up the garlic, I put it in there and let it go ahead and do its thing. The aroma is so awesome. I also put in the veggies that I have chopped up on the counter, my onions, peppers, scallions, as well as my green onion tops. I love a lot of vegetables in my cabbage. I also put mushrooms in mine as well. I am a veggie lover and I love to have the colors to come out in my food and especially in my cabbage. When you put in the veggies and different things in it, it give it much flavor into your dishes. I also do something a little different and you'll see a little later once I put everything together. But making cabbage is not hard at all if you just take your time. It's one of the easiest things you can do to fry cabbage. I always clean as I go. That's something what my mom always taught me is making sure you clean as you go. As you see, I'm chopping up some mushrooms, I believe right there. Chopping up my mushrooms now. Portobello mushrooms. I love those mushrooms. I always go get the bigger packs from Sam's. And all of these veggies will be going in this pan to saute first before I add the cabbage. Cabbage doesn't take long to cook. I think prepping is very important when it comes to cooking. They have all your ingredients out, they have everything you need, and also cut and chopped and ready to go. I think it's so very important when it comes to cooking your meals to have that prepared and ready. So we're getting ready to saute the vegetables, all the seasoning, veggies in our pan in a few minutes, getting the pan warm and making sure I have all of those. So now I am putting a little bit of butter in there. I know I have oil in there, but I like that butter flavor with my oil. It's just something I do. I have my stove on medium And I'm about to drop in some more flavors. I don't know that I put any, was going to put any garlic in here or not right at the moment. I know usually when I make my cabbage, my garlic goes in first to go in the oil, like I said before. So yes, I think I just got some garlic out. So I'm chopping up the garlic right now, and as you see, I'm placing it into my pan with my butter and oil. So when that garlic heats up, ooh, it gives, like I said before, this aroma, this flavor that's coming through into this cabbage is going to be amazing. Now, as you see, I'm placing my onions in the pan because the garlic already has fumigated the pan and has softened down. Now I'm going to use my onions and my mushrooms, and I'm going to saute that together, and eventually I'm going to put in my peppers and all. One thing I noticed, the onions, I want them to be a little bit softer. I want my veggies to be a little bit soft because remember I told you, cabbage doesn't take long to cook, especially based on how you like your cabbage. Some people like cabbage a little crunchy, a little on that type of side, to taste that robust of the crunch. And some people like their cabbage real soft and cook, all the way cooked. And that's me and our family. So as I add the onions and mushrooms and the garlic is in there, I start adding my seasoning. If you haven't tried Sunshine Seasoning by Tabitha Brown, do so. All that seasoning is good. So I heard she got more seasoning out, and I'm going to try some of those because I believe hers is very good because it's organic. It is all natural. So that means it's no GMO added or any salt in it. It's just herbs. You can read the back and know exactly what everything is in it. Also, I like my all-purpose seasoning. I always use that because I can read every ingredient that's on the back of that one as well. And it has less salt as well. So you want things to have less salt content because you're always adding salt to your food. I am. So I don't want to have things that already have a whole bunch of salt in the container, so I can be able to monetize how much salt I put in my food. So now I'm cooking down my veggies, my onions and my peppers and all my seasoning with the garlic, as well as the butter and the oil. It's helping that to just cook it down real soft and nice. And now I'm going to add in my peppers. I'm adding my peppers to allow that to go in there and start cooking down a little bit too. I like my onions soft, and the onions release like water content. So if you have anything in your pan that you had cooked before and it have a little burntness in the bottom, hey, throw some onions in there, because what onions does, it takes up that flavor from the bottom of the pan. Now, my washed and a clean cabbage is going into the pan. I love this pan that I'm using. It's one of my newer pans, Kaplan. It's very deep welled, as well as a nice fryer. So I do like that pan and the way it holds my cabbage in place. As you see, I can't put all the cabbage at one time. I have to wait till it cook down just a little bit, and then I probably can add the rest. I don't think I use all of them, not for sure, because sometimes I do store up some of the cabbage in a container so I can use it later for maybe a breakfast or lunch with an egg or something like that. Sometimes I just like to add cabbage into some stir fries and stuff, and that's just me because I love my veggies. So now we're going to cook. I'm letting this cabbage cook down with all the veggies in there. I have it on, what is it, medium? Not medium high, just on medium, and allowing it to cook in this pan. And while I'm doing that, I am cleaning as I go. I always clean as I go. And remember, with this meal, I'm making rice, yellow rice to go with it. So I am preparing my rice now, and I'm putting it, washing it out, put it in the pan, put it in my rice cooker, so it can be able to be done when my cabbage is done. It don't take long with my rice, so I know I can put that in a little bit later or put it before, because my rice cooker will keep it warm until I'm ready to serve. So I am cleaning my kitchen as I go. I thank you all once again. Thank you so much for tuning in with just doing what you do with Miss Tish and Cooking with Colors. Thank you so much for being a subscriber to my page and my channel. I thank you, and I thank you, and I thank you, and I send forth blessing unto your household. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Please, please, please. We're trying to get up to 1,000, and I'm almost there. I think with your support. And I love doing what I'm doing because God have blessed me with this. And I say I have to keep moving. I have to keep going no matter what. And I hope the content that I'm putting out help you all too. I mean, I just want to be a help to others and want to be able to bring forth something in the atmosphere that people need. And I believe what I have, you will need, and what you have, I need also. So we can help each other. As you can see now, I'm stirring up my cabbage in my pan, getting all the stuff mixed together. The fragrance is just wonderful in the atmosphere. I love my cabbage. Now I'm putting amino. This is by Bragg's. Instead of using soy sauce or using Worcestershire sauce, I use amino. That is by that vinegar people call Bragg's. It's organic and it has, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a high percent of less sodium in it. Like when you get Worcestershire sauce or soy sauce, you got over 1,000 grams of sodium. On this, you have maybe 300 grams of sodium compared to 1,000 and something. So a little bit goes a long way with this. It's a vinegar-based one, and I love it. So now it has cooked for a while, and that cabbage is ready. That cabbage is ready. Look at that thing moving. You know, oh, look. You know, that's a skill. That's a skilled cook right there. You see how she's stirring that thing up? You know, I'm lefty. I'm a lefty now. I'm a lefty. And you see I'm stirring up that cabbage. Boy, I tell you, that thing look good. Ooh, what you say? I threw a little bit more of that Himalayan salt on it. See, that's how I like to add my salt later. Because I ain't add nothing in it before. That was my other herbs. So now I add a little bit more, a complete seasoning on there. A little bit more of that. Because see, you know, I be tasting as I go. I got to taste as I go. That's right. To make sure my flavor is just right. So now I'm putting my black pepper on, crushed ground black pepper. Because look here, my mama said she ain't want to eat nothing and you ain't got that pepper. I got to have my pepper on my food, my mama said. So I know I had to put that pepper on there, even though she eat it. But she liked to watch when I cook. But I love cooking. And that cabbage looked divine. Ooh, you know my family love this cabbage. My husband, Now you know the taste coming in now. Got my fork. Pan and turned all around on the other side. Look at that by itself. Lord, look at the pan. Look at the pan. Okay. Got to taste the cabbage. Got to see if it's all right. Is it a thumbs up? Is it good? Is it ready to go? Or do I have to add something else? Let me see. Oh, a little bit more. I need a little bit more Himalayan. Because one number a little bit in there. Stir it up again. Get my clean fork over there. Shoot. Oh, I said I'm going to let it cook down just a little bit. I turned it down. Yep, clean as I go. Look here. I got to clean as I go. You know that's the way to do it. Clean as you go. Look. Move that. I'm going to clean it as I go. Yes, Lord. So now that I moved it, I will put it back on the eye. And it's on low. Cooking down. Steaming up. That cabbage ready to go. It's ready. I knew what I just needed a little bit more. It was ready. Bon appetit, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Cooking with Colors. Be blessed.